okay to ask you a few questions about the course and just be as honest as you can?
Yep, no, go for it. Up.
Okay, so what made you decide to come on the course?
I think what just made me decide to come on was, well, I'd worked with you in a one-to-one session and I thoroughly enjoyed it and highly recommend it, folk. But it's a bit of my curiosity because you've got a slightly different way of working.
Yeah.
So that is really when I saw it advertised, and it was really reasonably priced, which was fantastic. So yeah, that is really what made me go, and curiosity.
Perfect. So what was happening in your life at the time you decided, you know, for your spiritual connection?
How long have you got? Probably quite a lot. I think due to the lockdown and everybody being at home, and there was a few things that came up for me that, although I'm very aware of the spiritual side of things and it's something I really wanted to explore a little bit more, I felt I was in a wee bit of a internal loop with my own stuff. So I was looking for something to help me break that loop, that merry-go-round that you get on and you struggle to get off. You can have all the skill set in the world and you can tell everybody else, but sometimes when it comes to your own, you really need something external and a little bit different from your norm that just breaks that pattern for you.
I would totally agree with that.
Yep.
So have you tried any spiritual online courses in the past?
Yep. I've got friends that do things kind of similar. And I've gone a couple of their courses, but again, they were different. They were more angel-based, more that side of things. And much as I enjoyed it and I liked it, the other side of it, the shamanic stuff that you talk about and the other ways of connecting, and it's less long-winded the way you do it for some reason. Some things can be very, very drawn out.
Yeah.
And I found this completely different.
Yeah. I believe in just getting results. Even when I work with clients, you know, I've worked with shamanic practitioners or spiritual workers before, and I'm the kind of person, oh, you just get on with it. Oh, you just whereas I'm the kind of when I'm working with a client is get in there, get the job done and out, you know, because it still is effective.
No, very much so. And I think that's what I quite liked about it. I think maybe the way I think about things, if I'm left too long or if I'm not guided enough, then off I go.
Our mind goes. You know, the monkey mind comes in.
I leave the building.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts of connecting to your spiritual guides before working with me?
I found it difficult. Again, back to the overthinking. If I overthink or if I overconcentrate or if I overfocus, the internal chatter kicks in rather than just being able to sit with it and go with the flow and see what comes up. So I found working with you and going the way you do things, A, a lot quicker, and B, I don't know, for some reason it just seemed easier to allow my imagination and myself just to go where it needed to go.
Yeah. Which is great. I love that. I absolutely love that. So how would you describe the entire experience with me then on the 7-day course?
Unique, very different. And it was strange for me because although I'm listening to you and you're taking us through it, there seems to be an awful lot of leeway where you can go at your own pace to a certain degree. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like I'm left to find it. I'm listening and I'm hearing, but I'm also on my own journey.
Yeah, that's good to know that. That's really good. So how do you feel now after the course?
Excited. I think I'm really looking forward to doing it, and I have been practicing, and I didn't manage all the lives. Once I get cut off, there was a power cut here, working in the house, so so no internet, and I've still got another one I think to catch up on, or two. I also noticed that by doing that, normally I don't always like to do catch up stuff, but I found doing the catch up, making the space and taking the time, to me is just as effective as being there at the live.
Believe it or not, see, when you do the catch up, it's actually more powerful. I don't know why it works that way.
I don't know why.
But it's actually more powerful because the energy, the way I've set the energy up with the group, because it was about 30 years on the group, The way I've set the energy is well, that energy is just, it's gone into consciousness, and so it's just more powerful.
It's just less distracting, and I don't know
Yes.
why. It's
Yeah.
just easier to do it.
Yeah, totally. I would totally agree with that. So when you think about your life now, what are you most looking forward to, my dear?
Take my head out my backside and and making the most of it, and going back to and listening and just practicing, making that connection instead of trying too hard for it. It's just, well, if I sit in the morning and I'll do a connect, I'll do what I'm doing. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm stop beating myself up over it, and just going with the flow a wee bit more. I'm taking the speed bumps down, and just.
Yes. I think what some people tend to do when they go with the spirit, and just working with people globally, is what they tend to do is they have a perception of this is how they should connect. And it was the reason for doing the course is, obviously I did market research, and that's what came out. Everybody tried. The only way they knew to connect spiritually was via meditation. And although meditation is a brilliant way to do it, there's so many other ways.
I'm not a good meditator. Again,
there's so many people that they just hadn't a clue how to connect, or they did connect and they couldn't maintain the connection, or they just didn't know there was other ways of connecting. So this is what.
And some of the ones that you've done with it have really resonated. I've been able to really visualize them. The money chair one was brilliant for me. I could really see that. And there's been a couple other ones where I've been like, oh, right. And I've been able to really, really visualize it. And sometimes I struggle to hold a visual.
Yeah.
But I've definitely noticed that that's been easier. And when I step into that and I reconnect to that, even in my head, I'm not sitting and going for hours. I'm just straight in there, the visuals there, and I can do it really, really quickly and really easily.
And that's how it should be. Mm-hmm. That's how it should be, because I can actually do I wasn't taught that way. I learnt myself that way to do it, because I've always been really busy, so I've not got time to sit there unless it's like early hours of the morning. So I've not got time to sit there for hours. I've only got time for like 5-10 minutes, half an hour, unless it's my practice, then it's a wee bit long. So what would you say to people who are putting off coming on the course to get a deep spiritual connection?
Go for it, honestly, because there is no pressure. It's, I'm trying to think of the right words here. There's nothing to be frightened of. No. And you're always available. If I was ever come up with a question, I could just message you and you would get back to me as soon as you've got a time and a chance. Everybody on that goes seems to be really, really nice. Yeah. And everybody's in their own journey. Nobody's watching your journey apart from yourself.
That's right. And it was lovely energy, wasn't it? The energy was just, and it was fun.
That was fun.
It was really good fun, the laughs, and it's actually quite endearing how deep some people went, me included, how some of us went. So will you develop your spiritual connection now that you've done the course?
Well, I'm going to give it a damn good try, so yes. I'll work on it. I have noticed since doing it, there's been a couple of things that popped in to my head, and they talk about, synchronicity. And it's just been like, oh, right. And then it's come up and it's came forward that person, that thought, whatever it was. And I'm like, oh, okay, there we go. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Because you just stop trying so hard and just.
Yeah. It just flows. But I think when you're connected to your spiritual connection, life just flows better. It really does. It just flows better. So what would you say was the best thing that you took away from the 7-day spiritual connection?
I think understanding that everybody's way is a wee bit unique. There might be similar ways, but to stop treating it in your connection in the way you work, like you see in a movie, like you read in a book. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. You connect to everything in a different way. You have different thoughts and feelings about different things, and it's about learning your own way and just taking it as your truth and not trying to fit into somebody else's.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, Marie. That was lovely. So thank you for doing that. Marie is actually a therapist herself. So do you want to tell them a wee bit about that, Marie? Just if anybody would
Yeah.
come to you.
I'm a psychotherapist, and again, I deal with all the human conditions. Hence why even I suffer from them. And as I said at the start, I can't always manage my own. So sometimes it's nice to take myself out of myself and go somewhere else and get a different perspective. And there's absolutely nothing to be scared of by doing that. It helps you evolve and it helps you grow in a different way. And as we say, what's that Einstein saying? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result as a sign of madness.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
Right.
Highly
Thank you,
recommend.
Marie. Lovely.
Thanks, Anne. It was fun.
So I would just like to say to everyone that's watching us, if they're interested in the Spiritual Connection with Anne, which is a program that really connects you in different ways with different modalities. But not only does it connect you using different modalities, you get an energy balance, which is a very powerful process to release any blockages, anything that no longer serves you, you know, those when you're feeling stuck in life. And also you're taught your perceptions, what is your strongest spiritual perception and how to use it. And then you're also be given protection and grounding, and really be in a place where, as if you don't feel safe, you have that protection, that grounding instantly. Drop your hat like so. And then we cover the meditation, self-hypnosis, shamanic journeying, working with the ancestors. And we also look at how to maintain that. And on this program also is lots of audios for you to listen to for some of the processes, and also there's quite a few videos on the online platform also. If this really resonates with you, if you're really interested in it, either send me a message or click the link below to get instant access. I'm Anne Varney. I'm a spiritual teacher, and I thank you so much for watching this testimonial.